is dry. I'm outside today. This is my outside. Hi. I'm gonna introduce myself. New Kai. This is New Kai Moons 3333 Tarot. And so, just want to introduce myself. I'm here to give intuitive messages from the divine. And I want to see what messages come in today. Let me give it another shuffle. This is the Sacred Earth Oracle. So we're going to see what this is bringing in today. Yeah, it is hot, but I am enjoying this sun. Getting charged up, you know? Charged up. See. Ooh. Spirit, give me one card for the position. Today's lesson. Renewal. Renewal. Let's see what it says. It's a beautiful card. Renewal. So someone's feeling renewed, refreshed. It is so beautiful. It has all the chakra colors in here, honestly. Let's look at that one more time. She has all of the chakra colors in here. Yes, feeling renewed. I see the sun, and I also see the full moon. And I almost want to say solar plexus, right? But it's close to the heart chakra, but it's lit. Yeah. But it's funny because you have the sun, which the sun is shining, right? And then you have this moon. And we are in the full moon. I see a lot of communication, confidence coming out of this card. And it's illuminating from, oh, it's so crazy because you got a lot of green in her throat chakra. So she's speaking her truth, you know, she's in her truth. And renewal. So let's see what the renewal says. Renewal. Okay. It says giving something a try is not making a lifelong obligation. You can switch, swap, and refine your interests, friends, lovers, career, plans, home as often as you like. But if something doesn't fit right, try something new. If that doesn't work out, try something else. What you're looking for could be around the next corner. There is no failure in moving on or starting over. Spiritual meaning. Listen, your heart is calling. A thirsty heart cannot be quenched by logic. It must drink from the well of life and be replenished each time it breaks. It comes to hold more, but its essence does not change. Your heart holds your truth. So speaking her truth, like I said, with every breath. What does it say? Listen, and you shall be reborn. Insight. Blowing blankets of snow. Fleecy elder down clouds. Unblemished sheets of ice like freshly laundered linen for land, sky, and sea. Creamy wisp of white flow whistles across the heavens and covers earth. Extremities, unbroken, white stretches out like a fresh canvas as nature pauses to consider where to make the first brushstroke. A winter dawn, an ice white like a page not yet written, a love not yet tasted, a day not yet lived, footprints in the snow, shapes in the cloud, tracks in the ice disappear like they never were. Life makes its mark with no obligation, no expectations, and its masterpiece is lost beneath the next snowfall. White, where time is frozen like an expedient hiatus, lost in a blanket page. Refreshing, perpetual renewal is here, now always awaiting you. So we're in the energy of renewal. Let me see. I want to bring out some tarot. See what messages we have for today on this beautiful sunny day. I got some incense burning, some frankincense and myrrh. Make sure everything is upright. Matter of fact, I always say this. I'll be like, oh, I'm not going to take any reversals. And then I get a reversal and it all makes sense. And I'll be like, nah, never mind. So I'm going to take it as it comes. I only have one card in reverse, surprisingly. Queen of Cups, Chariot not coming out, but High Priestess at the bottom of the deck, partnerships, Two Cups, something's going on. Let's see, something of deception when it comes to a partnership. Let's see what happens. I got calmer waters. So you're heading in calmer waters due to some form of regrets. Regrets wanted to come out, but it didn't land. So some form of regrets when it comes to King of Cups, Wheel of Fortune, and transformation. Let's see. Those are just things that turned over. Seems like it's hidden. So you're going into calmer waters. The moon comes out. There's deception. So some form of hidden deception. Which is funny because and Seven of Cups come out. So what I have is the Six of Swords. I have the Moon. I have the Seven of Swords, and I have the Seven of Cups. Right. So Six of Swords is going into calmer waters. There's something basically hidden, some form of illusions when it comes to deception and a choice that's being made. When it comes to some form of tradition, right? I have the Hierophant coming after Seven of Cups. Illusions when it comes to some things. spiritual tradition or your spiritual wisdom. Some deception and illusions when it comes to some form of spiritual wisdom that you are overcoming, right? That you have actually, you're standing tall and being victorious. And this is probably where you get this renewal, right? Yeah. So you got the a lot of sixes, 6, 7. So then you have being victorious when it comes to your spiritual gifts, some form of gift, or giving and receiving. You're no longer feeling left out in the cold. Feels like something is coming in. That was a lot of cards. That was a lot of cards. Let's turn it over. This says, all right. It's like since you've been into calmer waters, right? There's been some hidden things going on, right? Things seem to be, there were some hidden deceptions and illusions. And you're definitely coming out of it. And this is why that renewal card is coming out. This is regarding your spiritual wisdom. You are standing true into it. Okay? You're being victorious when it comes to your gifts, right? No longer feeling left out in the cold. This is giving you an opportunity because you got the 5 of Pentacles that came out in reverse, right? So with it coming out in reverse, if I was to take away that 5 of Pentacles, even from this one, the 6 of Pentacles, it leaves you with a big opportunity. So there is an opportunity somehow, some way coming in. I have the Queen of Swords coming out. Sorry. Crazy phone call. I'm going to have to... all right, let me just do a quick run through because I got a phone call and I had to restart the recording. All right, after going into calmer waters, there was some form of like hidden illusions of deception and illusions. Basically, you got the 7 of Swords and the 7 of Cups. So deception with illusions when it came to your spiritual wisdom. But you're currently being victorious at this time when it comes to your gifts or giving and receiving. And it seems that you're no longer, I have a 5 of Pentacles. So after the 6 of Pentacles came out, the 5 of Pentacles came out with no longer being left out in the cold. And this is, the Queen of Swords is coming out with clarity on these inspired actions. So there was some form of inspired immature action that was taken. I have the Page of Wands because they're trying to balance out the situation, right? When it comes to these illusions and the choices that they made. And this has been illuminated. You got the Sun at the bottom of the deck. As I said before, these people were in regret. Some type of, just because I see that the Fool wanted to come out. So it was some form of leap of faith that they had took. Some inspired actions, which was deceptive, and some form of illusion when it came. All right, which caused endings, basically. Which caused endings to the situation. I have so the Queen of Wands wanted to come out in reverse. Not reverse, but it came out. I have the 10 of Swords, and then I have the Queen. She came out sideways, so I want to say she kind of sideways. She might be a sideways energy in this situation. But the Queen of Swords is a very charismatic, charming person, confident, She's about her money, and she might do a little dabbling here and there, a little sprinkling there, magic, right? Due to this black cat that's right here. They were trying to end, but looking at the reading, they was trying to balance out certain things when it came to this illusion. But really, they were trying to end your confidence, like put ending to your confidence, right? And the hard work you've been putting in. So this looks like a situation, and you seem to have carried that with being emotionally balanced, with the King of Cups coming out as an emotionally balanced energy. The Knight of Pentacles did come out right after the Queen of Wands. The Knight of Pentacles, I like the Knight of Pentacles because the Knight of Pentacles is a slow-moving knight, but that makes me know that you're embodying this energy, right? That you put in hard work. You know what you're talking about, and you know what you're doing. It's an energy that's like embodiment for me personally. And it seems like you were emotionally balanced in this situation because you have the King of Cups coming out. And this is just a collective reading. So I'm only going to speak about energies. Right. So this King of Cups. Why is this King of Cups here? Because they were insecure. Oh, and it landed insecure, landed right on this. This Queen of Swords. Okay, so let's speak about the energy. So the Queen of Swords gave us clarity of this inspired actions, right? Because the Queen of Swords, she speaks in truth. She's an independent energy. She speaks in truth. And you have the Page of Wands, which is this immature, inspired action. It's a spark. It's a curiosity, right? And it landed right underneath deception. So they were curious when it came to this particular deception. They were curious of, I wonder if she could handle, or I wonder if a person can deal with certain things, right? And it seems like they are and that you were balancing out these illusions, but it all came to an end. This balancing out, they were trying to end your confidence and the hard work, but you stayed emotionally balanced, which made them feel insecure about who they were, right? I'm gonna say this is the Queen, and this is Justice. Justice came out, that you were in your authentic truth. You were being your authentic self, as you could see. That Knight of Pentacles coming out, telling me that you embody this energy. All right, so now once again, we're still in this renewal. So this is understanding your renewal at this point. So you laid down these burdens, whatever burdens that was happening. I really want to call this a job, a workspace, right? You laid down the burdens, you rested, and you decided to work on your inheritance, a new idea, a new project. Ace of Wands is about rebirth, or a birth, beginnings, a new vitality, right? Ideas and plans. So it seems that all this did was allow you to rest, so you can actually start planning out your new idea, or setting in motion your new idea, your new plan. been avoiding it. There's some avoidance. Stagnation. So, new perspective. The will is changing. This is justice. An overload. State of opposition. Okay. So, this was an ending for your confidence, for your hard work, and you stayed emotionally balanced. Though there was some form of insecurities, this was justice when it comes to truth. A state of opposition, oppression. Some state of oppression. I wanted to say that the 10 of Wands was laying down these burdens, and this is why you rested. You gather up your thoughts for a new plan. But there's some type of avoidance, stagnation, but the will is changing, which is bringing in happiness when it comes. Oh, I'm in reverse. I'm upside down. When it comes to some form of 10 of Cups, a harmonious, group, family, it could be anything. In the past. So this harmonious situation in the past okay, let me pull it all together. So whoever was actually putting you into this, who had this spark of inspiration to put endings to your confidence and the hard work you was placing in, while you was being emotionally balanced, they were feeling more insecure. But this was your authentic truth. You know, this is who you truly are. This is your balanced self, right? So they felt now that you have left that situation, has put end into that situation, they feel overloaded. They feel like exiled. And their ideas, or their new idea to actually have you in this state is because you, I'm going to say, at this time, this new idea, this new plan is being avoidant. It's being it's stagnant. So they're stuck, basically. They weren't able to walk away from this, right? So they have to put in this hard work, right? And they're kind of in this stuck motion, this stagnation, right? Because of the will changing, because of the flow of fate. So once this happy group, people, family in the past, let's see what changed now. Nostalgia of harmonious times. they're now isolated. They feel isolated. Hermit came out in reverse. They feel like they are trying to avoid this toxic situation. The devil comes out with his Capricorn moon, you know? Now they're seeing the attachments that they had, the negative attachments. They're aware of their toxicity, when in the past they were very avoidant and stagnant. And this is where they were insecure about your confidence, because you would come in and resolve matters, right? Giving them anxiety. It just keeps saying avoidant, avoidant, avoidant. Oh, so let me put this. They came out with the 9 of Swords. So now they have anxiety. They're up all night. They're looking at the seeds that they have planted, and they're realizing it's a real disaster. They've been trying to avoid the truth and the disaster that they've put themselves into. Yeah, because the Tower came out and it came out in reverse. So there's no change. This is their truth. This stagnation. Them being attached to these toxic ways of being. Feeling overwhelmed about the situation. We got the Queen of Cups coming out in reverse. So this tells me definitely this person is just not a compassionate person, right? So because they were so avoidant of their emotions, avoidant of situations, they're going to be overwhelmed when it comes to these circumstances, because this was not their plan and their idea, or their new inspired action to make certain things happen, right? Was avoidance of the situation or whatever endings because of their insecurities. So this is their true fate, right? And it seems that you have a new love coming in. All right, overflowing cup coming from divine. They're going to be grieving about this. Seems that, yeah, they're going to be grieving when it comes to this leadership. It has the King of Wands. So the King of Wands comes out with grieving. This overflowing cup that you receive seems like someone is in regret. This King of Wands, leadership. So someone who is detail oriented, a visionary. Once again, I did say I felt like this was a work situation, right? But here you come in with renewal. Right, you're renewing. So this leadership is heartbroken. They're grieving about this overflowing cup. About this cup. And that you have stepped into learning. Oh, you have a seed that you've planted based on your decision, your choices that you made, right? Some type of blind faith, I want to say. Right? It's giving you an opportunity. So your seed just double size. It says it's an Ace of Pentacles. New opportunities are coming in for you. So though you were heartbroken about the situation, you planted some seeds. And this was a blind faith that you went into. You had some form of blind faith that you decided, hey, I'm going to make this choice and I'm going forward. Which is giving you an Ace of Pentacles for expansion. All right, seeing your chips come in. Your chips come in. Whether it's a relationship, a business ship. No, any ships, right? We're going to say any ships. But it looks like money because the Queen of Pentacles came out. So this expansion is getting you into the Queen of Pentacles to integrate. You need to integrate this and nurturing. It seems that your opportunity, you establishing strength, has brought in the energy of the Queen of Pentacles. And completion has came in. You have integrated. You are integrating. Or let's say that. This is a renewal once again. Ace of Swords comes out with truth and clarity. This competition is in regret. They're on the losing team. They're walking away sad as you stand there with your swords based on your choices and decisions that you made and due to their deception, them being deceptive to the Empress. So this competition, they're struggling. They're in regret due to this deception. Why I'm going to say that's because right on top of that Two of Swords, you got the Five of Swords. Came out in reverse, but it still mentions regret. When it comes to this Empress. So the Empress came out right after that. And you already know the Empress. You know. She's that girl. She is it. She's abundant. She's beautiful. She's nurturing. She's stable. She's all the queens in one. Okay? Including, you know, I feel like she also, you know, she handles her business. She just handles her business. She's making her empire. She's here. She out here. She out here. So due to them handling this, this Empress reckless with their inspired actions, their passionate actions, things are being interrupted. There's some type of interruption, division, in which this interruption, division, you're going to have strength, have some inner strength on this. I'm sweating bullets out here. It feels good. You have to make quick action. So this is going to take work. You're going to have to put work into this, right? Into this renewal. All right, so this inner courage, it keeps on me. I keep on knocking the cards. But I'm going to still take it. I'm going to read it as it is. This recklessness, right, or interruption that they caused, they really had to have strength when it came to these actions that they were taking. And then you disconnected. Oh, whoa. You disconnected. I got the King of Swords from this authority, right? This King of Swords. And their leap of faith. I got the Fool. I feel like you had to disconnect from this King of Swords, this authoritative, which allowed you transformation so you could take this leap of faith, right? And this has been illuminated when it comes to the jumping spider. It's just good. A nice little omen. You gotta, yeah. It's so funny because this leap of faith, right? When it comes to this, this Fool, this new beginning, and this has been illuminated. All right, so better yet, you disconnected, gained your authority, took a leap of faith, and it's illuminated. Right. In which they tried to trap you. Use your intuition. The High Priestess comes out. Use your intuition to disconnect from the situation. You took your authority. Yes. And you are holding on. You're using your intuition. It's been illuminated that they feel trapped. Right? This inner knowing of holding on and awakening. To the heart, to your skills. Oof. And aligning for wish fulfillment. Whoop, 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 whoop. You seemed a little hesitant for the partnership. Yeah. But due to this rebirth and transformation, you gain your authority. And you're successful, being confident, mature. I have the King of Pentacles coming out with confidence. There's some form of dimming faith. Let me see. It says the King of Pentacles is a father figure, successful, disciplined. There's some form of dimming of faith, hopelessness when it comes to this King of Pentacles. So it seems like you're losing a little bit of faith when it comes to your success that you've been manifesting, or an aligned manifestation for you. The Magician is coming out. All right. Once again, it looked like you're aligning, right? This is your renewal. But then there's some, like, this King of Pentacles was manifesting, dimming down your faith, right? Trying to get your, I don't know how this is coming out this way, but this is how I feel. right? So this Ten of Pentacles, it could be a King of Pentacles, somebody who's very confident, disciplined, a father figure, a mature father figure. So someone that's mature, they know about business. They were trying to dim your faith. They were manifesting their own authority. But you had persevered for stability. Oh, I'm sorry. I could take the cards as is. Let me see. Let me see if it comes out. They believe that you had some form of like lack of goals, lack of goal mindset, right? Though you were this independent energy. So they didn't want to provide you with an offer. They basically wanted to and this is all going towards this independent energy, right? So there was no offer of any sort. And they didn't think that you were protected in any way. So this is something that they felt that they could continuously do. And they did this as a collaboration, as friends, like as a group. Quick communication regarding your stability. You persevered, okay, using temperance. And focused willpower through the Chariot for this Ten of Pentacles. Straight up. Straight up. So it seems that this was a situation where you were in, it could be any, it could be regarding family, it could be regarding business, it could be regarding a relationship. I'm just speaking about the energies itself. And just a quick rundown. Oh, we're 30 minutes in. Before I do that, let me see. Since we're in the full moon, I did want to get some moonology, or I'm sorry, Queen of the Moon Oracle. I don't know why I wanted to say moonology, but Queen of the Oracle. Queen of the Moon Oracle deck. Let me see. Any guidance in here? Darkness. I got darkness before. I'm gonna do that reading again. I thought it was my own, so I just took it, but long night of the moon. This is crazy because I got this before in the last reading that I had posted up, and I was missing cards in that last reading. I didn't even get to introduce myself. Once again, my name is Nukai, and this is Nukai Moon 3333 or 3333. And the name might change again. I'm gonna be honest with you. But and my name is Nukai. If you don't know, beautiful souls, thank you for listening to my message today regarding the situation. I have 40 darkness. So we have renewal, and then we have darkness. Darkness, you are entering a time of introversion, a learner time, a time to turn inward and plan and strategize. It is a time to do shadow work, which will bring you big dividends later on. Release what no longer works for you. The darkness needs to be there as much as does the light. One of the earliest human fears is said to be one of the earliest human fears is said to be a fear of the dark. We fear what we cannot see. We fear what may be hiding. In reality, the darkness is important as the light. In nature, there are many nocturnal animals that go about their business of living under the moon, not the sun. The darker times of the lunar, the seasonal cycle signals a time of naturally turn inward, to stay close to home, to look closely at ourselves, and to plan for the light. In the north hemisphere, the long night moon usually occurs in December, around the winter solstice. This is when the nights are indeed longer and the hours of sunshine shorter. It's cold. The people would begin to be the snowed in. It is during these long nights we can begin to do our shadow work, undertaking self-reflection needed to identify what isn't working for us and what might be causing us pain. This could be a bad habit, a destructive pattern, a reoccurring useless fear, or anything that holds us back from being the best we can be. Once we see these aspects of ourselves in the dark, then we can simply decide whether they must go, or we can decide to release them once and for all, and we will get to transform. So it seems like in this renewal, right, because you are in renewal, that you might need to do some reflection. Not that you might do some shadow work. Due to the past situation that has happened, it seems like there is some form of rest and recuperation that's definitely needed. My hand was like tapping a lot of these cards in reverse. So, I hope this message was able to come out clearly when it comes to past deceptions and illusions that you may have experienced, and currently you're no longer, being left out in the cold. This was clarity on that. People were trying to put endings to your confidence, the hard work you had put in. Justice did come in. It seems like now they are overloaded with work due to their toxic connections, and it seems that you have walked away, right? Because you're going into calmer waters, and they are being avoidant and still in stagnation. The will has changed in your favor. You are heading towards your 10 of Pentacles once and for all. So things have been illuminated. People tried to trap you. You've used your intuition. You was holding strong. You made some decisive actions when it comes towards your awakening, and you are changing. You are transforming. And I'm sure once you come out of this darkness and into that you will have even more gifts, and you will be able to sow more seeds. And all of these things will be behind you, which they are, because you currently are in renewal. You're just speaking your truth. You're speaking your truth, right? It's coming from your heart. There was heartbreak here. The cycle is completed, though. So I would say do the shadow work. It's important. It's needed for your renewal. It's needed for your renewal. Time. So this card gives me timing. So this time, work on that shadow work. Please like and subscribe. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the messages. I want to say something. This might make this a little longer, but oh my gosh. last night, you might want to cover yourself. I realize that. Like, cover your head at night. Recently, I've been experiencing, and I know I'm talking to myself too, I've been experiencing where my cat, like if my head is not covered, my cat wants to sleep. Like on my head. But last night, I had my head covered. And there were 2 cats outside of my house. My cat doesn't cry. My cat does not cry. Doesn't scream. Even when she's hungry, she don't scream at all. It's funny. Not even a little bit. And she didn't scream, but I heard cats crying. Like, and just, and my cat is neutered. So it's not like she's in heat or anything. These cats was just literally by my window screaming. And this was at like 3:38 in the morning. So I would say do a return to sender. I don't know what's happening, but things are happening.